So I haven't been eating for like 24 hours now. And I'm going for like a quick run. I don't know how long I'm gonna run, maybe 4 kilometers, maybe 10. I haven't decided. I don't really feel that hungry anymore. It was kind of tough last night. I was watching like mukbang video on YouTube, like people eating food and sampling food. I couldn't stop. I was just watching it and feeling hungry, but yeah, then I fell asleep and I woke up. I was still a bit hungry, drank some water, ate a little bit of salt, and did some stretching. Now it's about 12 o'clock. I stopped eating from yesterday at 12. Got my 2 eggs and 1 banana. And then after that, I was not eating anything anymore. And now 24 hours later, I'm not feeling all that hungry. My stomach growls a little bit once in a while, and it's mild. I can take it. So I'll see if I can do another day of not eating and see what happens. But yeah, now it's a run. I might do 4. I might not even do 4. It depends. I'm sweating a little bit just by walking. I'm not sure if it's because of the weather. It's really hot. Or is it because I haven't been eating and the body is kind of like doing weird stuff. But yeah, I'll check in later. So I end up running 4. And it's not particularly like hard. I just feel weak towards the end of it. I was going very slow. I think I was 6 pace, and towards the end I just felt kind of not out of breath because I wasn't pushing the speed. Towards the end I just felt kind of weak. Yeah, I don't know what's a better way to explain it. It's kind of like you're getting softer by the second, and my breath wasn't going faster. I think my heartbeat wasn't going faster either. But yeah, I did the 4K, and it's a very strange feeling. Like I'm not tired, but I'm tired. So yeah. So it's about 30 hours into the fast. I'm feeling pretty hungry, and I'm watching. It's at night now, about 7 o'clock. So I'm starting to watch more like food video on YouTube. People going to different stores and street food and things like that. I'm feeling pretty hungry. I just went there to eat some salt, and it tastes pretty good actually, just salt. I'm drinking more water. So tonight I won't eat anything, but tomorrow morning after I wake up, I'll start to eat. So hungry, but not too bad. Not so low in energy. I didn't feel like the slumping energy at all. Except for during the run and after. No, I'm feeling pretty good energy-wise. Just hungry. You know, at night it get worse, and then in the morning it get better. So right now, instead of continuing watching other people eat, I'm just watching a podcast by this aging specialist called Davis and Claire. He's from Harvard Medical School, and he works on anti-aging and longevity. So I'm watching an episode of his podcast called What to Eat and When to Eat for Longevity. I was watching some of his talk as well previously. He said that he eat one meal a day. He only had dinner for like a long time, and it's really cool. It's a really cool concept. Like it's against everything I have been told growing up, because what my parents told me, or what I was told to believe by multiple sources out there, is to like eat small portions. It doesn't matter how much you eat, or at least during the first couple of years when I was very hardcore with bodybuilding and going to the gym. I was kind of under the impression, was a research I done, I was under the impression that your body need to be fed all the time, so it got all the nutrients, all the resources it needs to build itself up. So there was this called a metabolic window that I was really a firm believer of. Is like you need to eat and fuel your body with protein and nutrients right after your workout, ideally within the 30 minutes window. That is the metabolic window, so you will get all the benefit of your workout, gain as much muscle as possible. And even way before that, my parents would tell me to eat small portions, not overeat, but we will have food throughout the day in small quantities, probably more often than 3 meals. Like there's gotta be snacks throughout the day, and some kind of desserts, some kind of a small portion here and there, right? It was supposed to keep you full all the time, so you don't have like those big cravings by the end of the day, which they think is bad for you. If you overeat in one meal, that's what they think was supposed to be bad for you. But this guy David Sinclair, he's saying that it doesn't really matter how much you eat. It's not as important, at least, but how often you eat. So he's saying that you should have majority of the day not eating anything. So this is kind of the intermittent fasting idea. You should have like a daily fasting window that is about 16 hours, and then the rest 8 hours you can eat. But he's going for the extreme. He's eating like one meal a day. And it's interesting. I think I won't go that far, just because I like food and I like eating. So I don't know, it just doesn't sound very ideal to me to eat only one meal a day. So ideally I would like to start eating maybe around noon, because in the morning I'm rarely hungry. I just eat because I was told to eat breakfast, and it's the most important meal of the day. And I always just wrap something up real quick. It doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes I'll have an egg sandwich. Sometimes I'll just have some boiled eggs. That's the one I eat most often. Occasionally I have oatmeal. Maybe I have some fruit. Yeah, really simple stuff, but I'll always eat something, because that's a way to start the day off right. At least that's what I thought. So I'm thinking maybe I'll cut the breakfast, I'll not eat anything, and from noon I'll have one meal. And normally I'm like really hungry around noon. I don't know, that's just me. Regardless if I'm having breakfast or not, I'm normally very hungry around noon, and I'll have a big meal during that time. I'm thinking about just not cutting back on meat consumption. I'll still have eggs because I love eggs, but I'm thinking maybe I'll have more vegetarian options, pescatarian options in there for my lunch, and then for dinner as well I I'll have a big dinner. I'll have quite a bit to eat, but also vegetarian-ish kind of food. If I feel like eating meat, I'll still eat meat. But yes, I'll try to cut back on meat. I wouldn't do low carb because I was also watching them saying like you should learn to feed your body on fat instead of carbohydrate. It's like ketogenic diet that is super in. I don't know. I don't. Just eating fat, the idea, it could work. I'm not questioning the science behind it. Maybe you don't need carbs to survive, but for me, I just like the taste of carbs. Like, I like rice, I like noodle, I like all kinds of fruits. Maybe some of them are super high in sugar, but I like to eat all of those. So cutting back on carbs doesn't seem ideal to me, and even though sugar is not good for you, I like it. I don't like refined sugar all that much. I'm not a sugar addict, but I do enjoy, the complex carbs that you can find in all those things I just mentioned, like rice and whatnot. And I just wouldn't cut back on them. It's no matter how long I might live because of it, it doesn't seem to be all that attractive, so I will still stick with that. For me, I think the most important thing is to make me feel happy throughout the day with my diet, not to just go for that, what I call longevity, right? Longevity is important, but at the end of the day, I want to eat what I want to eat while I am living out this long life that I'm supposed to have. Very interesting. So far, I'm learning a lot about this whole. I wouldn't even call it biohacking, but biohacking, I guess. Trying to live long. I don't believe what he said. He's in a previous talk he said that how long you live, 80% depends on your lifestyle and 20% depends on your genetic. I don't necessarily believe in that. I think maybe it would be a 50-50. So 50% depends on your genetic and 50% depends on your lifestyle. 80% is a stretch. I don't think we really have that much flexibility because my grandma is from a family that enjoyed long lives, longevity. And he wasn't, particularly taking care of herself and eating healthy or anything like that. She was obese at one point, and then she broke her hip bone, and she was bedridden for a long time. And during that time, she wasn't taking care of herself all that well. She didn't have a good caretaker, so a lot of food options during that time was questionable for the last 20 years of her life, bedridden. So, but she still ended up living all the way up to 97, close to 100 years old. Was really impressive. I really think it's genetic. At least 50% of it, like I said, she wasn't really eating the best. She wasn't exercising. She wasn't doing anything. Nothing special. Just like any other elderly citizen out there, living her life, kind of just not taking. She never did any health checkup either. She had diabetes and all kinds of stuff, but she get to live, and it was impressive to witness. And I really think maybe we have 50%. If you really get to take care of your body, maybe you get to decide that 50% of it, but the rest 50%, it's really just what you've been dealt with, the kind of card you have when you were born. So 50%, that's what I think. All right, I'm just gonna continue watching it. So it has been close to 48 hours now. I think it's about 40, 45, 44 hours since last time I ate. Last night was really tough. Before going to bed, like my body temperature had risen up quite a bit, and it was like, you know, overall just, I don't know. It took a while to fall asleep, because the whole body was just heating up, and I was really, I don't know how to put it, but it feels like the body was burning fat instead of glycogen to provide fuel for the organs and the whole body. So yeah, I struggled a bit. Was falling asleep, but you know, never happened before. Before the fasting, always like just lights out and 5 minutes in, I'm like fast asleep. But this time, no. Probably struggled for like a couple hours. I was just like turning around, and then eventually I woke up and then put some more YouTube video watching people eating, and that just got me more hungry. I know I wasn't supposed to do it, but it was kind of like a drug addict mentality, you know. You're not supposed to do it, but you do it anyway. I woke up pretty early too, naturally, at about 7. And my eyes was dry. I don't know, it was because of watching all those YouTube videos, but my eyes was feeling pretty dry. Didn't feel all that rested. And also I think I was sleeping 8 hours straight. Yes, I did get 8 hours straight sleep, but because I didn't wake up for hydration, I think my body got a bit dehydrated. I had like a big glass of water just now, but before that I was like I was feeling kind of dehydrated. So that might be the reason I was, you know, having dry eyes and not feeling rested. You really need to get plenty of liquid if you're like on a fast. That's for sure. What else? Right now I don't feel hungry anymore. There is this unsettling feeling of emptiness in the stomach, but you don't really have that craving for food. Somehow, you know, you're not craving that. I'm not craving that. I think I do see things a little bit more clear, with clarity, which is weird, and have a pretty good mental focus, I feel. But generally, pretty good. I think I could do 48 hours for sure. But 3-day fast, I don't know how things are gonna evolve from here. Maybe tonight is going to be tougher, but I don't think I will do a 3-day. This time it will just be a 2-day, and I'll probably head out to Remy to get some food already this afternoon. But I'll check in right before I break the fast. Okay. So it's been officially officially. I always find it funny when people say officially, and now I start using it too. But yeah, it has been 48 hours since I last time ate anything, and I suddenly don't feel that bad anymore, and energy got a sudden boost. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out. It's really sunny outside. It's over 25 degrees. So I'm gonna go out, maybe take a walk, and if I feel good enough, I'll run a little bit as well. And then maybe I'll come back and see if I want to eat something. Haven't decided yet, but I'll go out for a bit, get some exercising. I only did a bit stretching in the morning because I wasn't feeling most energetic, but now I do feel better, so I'm gonna do that. So I did the run. I didn't do 4K. I did so the camera is here. I did 2.5K and then I got super tired and then I stopped. And now I'm going to the grocery store and get something so I can eat later. I'm not that hungry yet, but I hope I will. I'm thinking about some hams, I'm going to cook up some white rice later and maybe have a little bit of veggie and some fruits, blueberry, strawberry. So those are what I'm gonna get. Yeah. So it's how many hours is it? 4 hours plus 48. So 52 hours into the fast. I don't feel all that hungry, but I do have this I think it's a mental thing. It's in the head that I just want to have food. I couldn't get the idea of eating something out of my head. It's always, I'm not hungry per se, but you know, that there's definitely a serious craving for food. Nothing is functioning abnormally. Everything is going pretty well, but I'm gonna break the fast now. I'm gonna start with some strawberry, eat a little bit, and some nuts, some cashew, and then I'm gonna have a heavier dinner. So yeah, I'll talk to you later. So I'm having this first, a bit of strawberry, some cashew, and then I think maybe after half an hour I'll have a little bit of rice with ham and a little bit kimchi, maybe some eggs. I've been thinking about it all day. Like, it's so weird that even though my body doesn't produce all those growling to make me feel hungry, but I still just couldn't stop thinking about food. It was always on my mind. I do feel better. I do have a lot of like gastro reflux. So basically you have this acidy kind of regurgitation, right, coming from your stomach all the way up. I was diagnosed with that a couple years ago, and it's just my stomach tends to produce a little bit too much acid, and that has been a problem. I burp all the time, sometimes involuntarily, but sometimes it just feels good to burp. And during this time, while I was fasting, I drank quite a bit of water. And at the beginning, I noticed there was a little bit of gas coming up as well. But then eventually it died down, and I haven't been burping for the past 24 hours, for the past day. So that is pretty cool. Overall speaking, my body temperature seemed to rose quite a bit last night. I was like turning back and forth, sweating in my bed. But now it quieted down a little bit, but still I do feel a little bit warmer than normal. I don't know if I'm imagining this. It's generally a very, very positive experience for me to fast. The only downside being I miss food so much. I like eating, I guess. I feel good though. I feel pretty sharp. My eyesight seemed to improve. Maybe, again, this might be placebo effect, might be something that I'm making up. But I do feel pretty sharp. Would I do this often? Probably no. I'll probably try to do it every season, once, for 2 to 3 days, just to get my body into that ketosis phase, and then, you know, have like this period of time where your body is cleaning up all the gunks and unuseful protein or useless protein inside your system, like this kind of deep cleansing of your body when your body is getting rid of the redundancy in adversity, right? I don't know the process. I got a word for that process. I don't remember what is it called. But yeah, it only happened after you have diet, this cleansing process of unuseful protein in your system, unuseful cells, and this rejuvenation process only happen after maybe 2-3 days. So maybe I would try to do 3-day cleansing. I've seen George St. Pierre did it. He did it every season, and I think I will copy that. But on a daily basis, I wouldn't really do it more regularly than that. Probably do some intermittent fasting, limited the time of. So far, what is really appealing to me is like I'm hesitating between these two options. One is one meal a day, which can be tough, but if I can eat whatever I can in that one meal, I actually have done it in Japan. I found this buffet restaurant place, and I used to go there in the morning, and I would eat for like 2 hours straight. Just eat everything, like all the stuff they have, and for the rest of the day I wouldn't eat anything because I was so poor. But yeah, maybe I was overeating a bit. But now I think having a really fulfilling dinner would be a great option, one meal a day. Or I could do this 6 and 18 split. I think that sounds pretty good too. Just eating in 6 hours, so that means 2 meals. That is kind of tight. A late lunch and early dinner, and fasting for 18 hours a day. That seems like something I could do, because early in the morning I'm almost never hungry. Late at night, also not so much. I think I don't have that late night craving. So I'll try either way and see how it goes. So far, I'm really happy with finding out about all this dieting thing, this fasting thing. I think first Aaron mentioned it to me. Shout out to Aaron. And he was already doing something like this. I think he's eating 1 meal a day. I'm not sure. But I'll probably pick his brain on this. Later I'll talk to him about this. I didn't take it seriously because I thought he'd take it too far, like 1 meal a day, and he was doing cryotherapy as well. But after this 2 days, I really have like a new gain perspective on this. Like I feel like this might be something that I want to do long term. But yeah, a really positive experience. I'll report later. Just a quick follow-up. Cashew is so good. Cashew nuts taste so good.